So we are discussing about checking the DDR3 instrument in using the STR box. This STR box is generally used only on the table, and sometimes you can use it in the field when the instrument is not responding in the field. This is because if there is a problem in the instrument, you cannot see the reading even in the STR box also. But if you can see the reading in the STR box, and if you are unable to see the reading in the field, then there might be a problem in the field. So for that only we are using the STR box. Now we are connecting the reference cable to the battery and then to the instrument. Care should be taken while connecting the instrument with the battery, or there might be a chance of short circuit. So you should exactly put it in the same slot and then tighten it. While pulling also you have to remove it very carefully. So this is how we will connect the instrument and the battery. To avoid the confusion, the battery is having 4 pin and the instrument is having 3 pin. In the STR box, there are standard resistance already, namely 0.1 and 0.4 and 0.5, 1 ohm, 4 ohm, 5 ohms, 10 ohm, 40 ohm and 50 ohm. There are only two C1 and C2 on each side. So there is no confusion. So you can connect the C1 to the C1 and C2 to the C2. The between points are the potentials. So if you are connecting the 0.1, then it should be on each side of 0.1. If you are connecting 0.4, then P1 and P2 will be on each side of the 0.4 and the combination will be 0.5. So when you are testing this 0.1 and 0.4, the C1 and C2 must be in the same line. The same way when you go to the C2, the second line, you have to connect the C1 and C2, and this is 1 ohm, this is 4 ohm, and the combination is 5 ohm. The same way when it goes to the third line, C1 and C2, and this is 10 ohm, this is 40 ohm, and the combination is 50 ohms. So you should be very careful while connecting the instrument to the STR box also. So we are connecting the P1 and P2. We have already connected the C1 and C2. You should never check the instrument in V by I mode. So try to keep it in R and then use only the current mode. So I've connected 0.1 plus 0.4 is 0.5 ohm now. So I have to get the same reading in the resistance value of the M unit. So now we got the combination. Now we have to just cross check all the connections again, and then we'll turn on the instrument and then we'll take a reading. So this is fine now. Now we are turning on the instrument here, both the displays, and keep it in R mode, and then keep the current in 100. The red digits on the current are called multiplication factors. I will explain you later. So we keep it in 1, and then I've connected 0.5 ohms. So when I press current, I'm getting 0.49, which is approximately 0.5 ohms. If you are getting negative value, you can keep it in direct or reverse and then check whether you are getting the same value. So this is how you will check the value. If you want 0.1, you can shift it to 0.1 also. Now I am checking for a higher value. So I am shifting it to the second line. Here I am connecting 5 ohms. So I should get the approximate 5 value in the resistance. So once I press current, I am getting 4.925. So this is fine. When you are not getting the exact value of current, you should increase the voltage. So here I've connected 1 ohm. I'm getting 1 ohm here. In the current display, see I'm getting 100 because I gave 100. If there is no 100, I have to increase the voltage. Don't test the STR box more than 200 voltage. If I keep it in 50, the value on 50, that is 2, should be multiplied with the resistance value because that is a multiplication factor. So I connected 1 ohm and it is 0.49. So 0.49 into 2, it will be approximately 1 ohm. The same way, if you want to test less, then you can go for the 10 also, and see here it is 0.09 or 0.1. So I multiply that with 10 and I will get 1 ohm. And you should never check the STR box using V by I mode. That will short the instrument. So it is ideal to keep it in 100 and then check the values. When it comes to the third line, we can check for 10 or 40 And if you are seeing any single digit, that means it's overrange, so you have to reduce the resistance. So it is in 100 now, and the voltage and the current are less, so I have to increase the voltage. Then you can see there is an increase in the current. So you should also check the voltage all the time. When it is 50, it is showing only 1 because it is over range. This is how you check the instrument.